stay tuned to see if we make it out or not. Is it going to be a rescue or is it going to be a woohoo, we made it, let's don't ever do that again. Okay. Hard to see, but my RV is right here. See the red glow? We're getting a lightning show big time right here at the Paladar Canyon Rim. Big lightning show. That's the one of the zip line towers over there. Some other RVs in the area. It's a massive lightning show. It's pretty cool. So here's a little big red. So the trail's at the Canadian River, approximately 14 miles north of Amarillo on 287. Headed towards Dumas. So those of you who don't know about this place, this is the Canadian River, and it about 14 miles north of Amarillo, Texas. And there's no fees, it's just open. There's just a couple of rules. Just be respectful, wear a helmet, and don't go on private property. So if there's not a fence keeping you from going somewhere, then that means it's able to be ridden. So if it's private property, they're going to have fence line up. Center it. Six point something. Woohoo! See the bald eagle? Yep. Well, I think we're close to 25 to 30 miles in, and Darren is stuck right up there, but I don't think he's stuck as bad as I am. Bam, right there. And we're in the middle of nowhere. We're closer to Fritch than we are anywhere. I have a winch and I have tow rope, but there's nothing to winch onto right here. The closest thing is that mesquite tree up there. I don't think it's gonna reach, but I don't want to pull myself deeper into the muck either. So I think our best bet is to get Darren unstuck, get him over here, get me unstuck, and then get the hell back where we came from, because it's the last 7 to 8 miles has probably gotten softer and softer. But he is near a mesquite tree. I went over there and threw him my man, it's so hot out here, I can't think what's going on. Tow strap. Got a tow strap over there. So he's hooked up to a mesquite tree, trying to get pulled out. And then the goal is to get up a little bit left on that bank, down as far as he can this way, and then shoot across as fast as he can to this right here. This is still pretty soft. So watch it right there. But if he gets over here quick enough, he can get up here on this bank. And so I'm thinking we'll probably get him over here, like right up through there, and then we'll pull me out, and then we're going to turn around and head back to base camp. We're about 30 miles in. So we're about 30 miles in. It's about 110, maybe 115 degrees. Whew. But at least we have I do have a cooler on the four-wheeler. We have some cold Gatorades and water. So I'm just hoping that we can get unstuck. It's gonna be up to Darren to get himself unstuck over there, being close to that mesquite tree. If not, we're gonna have to walk around here and get creative and do some MacGyver stuff. Because nobody's coming out this far, and nobody will see us out here unless they're in a plane. I'm not sure if we have cell phone service, because I was trying to do a little recording after I got stuck with the phone, and it got overheated and it shut down. So, no phone service. All right, do it one more time. So far, not much luck. That right side is really digging in. It's soft. So we're gonna try 4 low, lock it in, winch and gas at the same time. See if he can't get out of there. If we can't, we've got to get him out of there so we can get me out over there, because there's nothing for me to hook up to over there. This is our best bet right here, because he's hooked up to that mesquite tree right there. So, winch and gas, winch and gas, gas and winch, gas and winch. Did I mention it's hot out here? It's probably 110 at least. Not to mention all the sweat bees, biting flies, millions of grasshoppers, and probably 1,000 other biting little insects. The longer you sit still, the more they bite you. All right, come on, Darren. Gas and winch. You can do it. I'm just glad I packed my cooler full of drinks. Woo! And I do have a tarp for some shade, if we can just find something to tarp it up to. Really, I'd like to get out of here and get back to where it's not so soft, mushy.
Yeah, now I'm wishing I'd let you kept the lead.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably would have got myself unstuck by now. Come on, Darren, you can do it. You ain't got to put all that on. Come on. Just set it over to the side and get yourself unstuck. Now the seat's hot. Well, his quad is leaning pretty good over there. And it's hot. The sun is just cooking everything over there. That's why you need your gloves. Try to tell somebody to put some gloves on. They don't listen. They don't listen. So he was trying to gas his way out. Then he tried to winch his way out. I said, did you try both? Well, no. We need to try both. Winch and gas. Winch and gas. Mesquite trees holding. You moved a couple of feet. Now you're fixing to hit a dry spot. You're going to start coming up here pretty quick. You can do it. Look at all that mud coming out of the front. Trees holding. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have stopped. You should have kept going.
It stopped on its own.
Oh, I thought you let off and... Man,
It wasn't going nowhere no more.
man, you're almost there to a dry spot. That tree's holding really good.
It won't pull no more.
Winching and gassing?
Yep.
All right. Trudging through this crap. Make my way over to where Darren is. We got another plan to try. Hopefully it works. Oh man, this is just like oatmeal soup, mush. Oh man. Oh boy, this is lovely. All right. So we have suspension strap for a hammock. We're going to try to tie it to the right side of that quad. While he's gassing and winching, I'm going to be pulling from the opposite side, trying to lift and see if we can't get this sucker unstuck. As soon as we get him unstuck, then we can get me unstuck. And we get the hell out of here. What are you doing? Sending for rescue?
Saying my goodbye to my wife.
Hey, you never know.
That's why I'm saying my goodbye. That's before I got bad.
Your right side disappeared. Holy crap.
It's worse on the front.
Shit.
I told you that.
Alright. Hey, thanks for sticking around so far up to this point. So at this point in time, we kind of exhausted all of our possible efforts that we could do to get Darren's four-wheeler free, and there was just nothing to hook up to at my four-wheeler. There was just the embankments, you know, were about 20 foot, and there were mesquite trees, but they were probably over 100 yards away. We just didn't have enough strapping or whatever. So we tried rocking Darren's four-wheeler, and it just never would budge. It just sank deeper in there, and ultimately we burned up his winch. So that kind of killed the efforts for his four-wheeler. And at this point in time, I mean, it was 115 degrees, you know, out there, and we were just baking in the sun. There was no cloud cover. It was pretty rough. And so I didn't do a whole lot of, we didn't do any videoing after this point. Our focus was kind of just trying to get out of there. Long story short, we spent 5 hours in that spot, thereabouts, maybe a little bit more. And we did have some cell phone service. My phone was already overheating, so I was able to get it back on, and I had like 30% left. And then I think Darren at the time was at 40% on his phone. So between us, you know, we had about 70% of battery life for a phone to try to make some kind of contact for rescue. We did get a hold of some people with the Canadian River Off-Road Facebook page. So very good information here. If you happen to go out to Canadian River, you've never been there before, if you're on Facebook, look up that group on Facebook. They can tell you anything you need to know about that river, where to go, where not to go. So big shout out to Flap Air Helicopter Services. If you are ever in need of a helicopter service out in that area, or you want to go do some hog hunting, I think him and his son, they do hunting from the helicopter, hog hunting. You can, I'll leave a link to their channel where they do that. It's pretty interesting what to do. So yeah, Trey, thank you, man. That was, when we saw you come flying around and basically land like 30 feet from where we were at, we were like, oh man, that last little bit of water that I had, I was like, yes, that was like victory down in my last couple ounces of water that I was trying to hold on to. We get in the helicopter, and he's got this cooler with ice water in it, bottles of water just packed in ice. Oh man, that was the coldest, best water I've ever drank, I think. After being out there for 5 hours in that heat, that water was awesome. And then to really lay it on us there, he's like, sorry, my air conditioner's not, you know, blowing as cold as usual. Like, oh man, really? Air conditioning in your helicopter? We've been out here for 5 hours in this heat. Anyway, it was money well worth spent. What you're about to watch now is the whole rescue. I did get some video of that. So enjoy the helicopter ride, and we still have to figure out how we're going to get our four-wheelers out. So stay tuned to that. Okay.
Put that on.
Y'all drink up. I've run a lot.
Thank you.
They just texted me, said they're straight across from us.
What is there?
Take a picture of the mic right in the mouth. Somebody just texted me, said they're straight across the big flat building.
Tell them we're taking off in the copter. They'll probably see the helicopter. Yeah, ours stopped working on the four-wheeler. Yeah.
Time y'all get stuck.
About 2 o'clock. Yeah, we're very hot. There's lucky we had that mud. My first time in a helicopter. Yes, it is. There's the other four-wheeler. Wow, we were really close to Lake Meredith. Yeah, I didn't realize we were this close. It's probably 3 or 4 miles before you get to the 87th Bridge, and there's a big wide open area where they built a little porta potty restroom thing. That's right where our trucks are at. Yeah. Both of our pumps get really low. Mine was down to 10%, just down to 30. Yeah, 911, we talked to 3 different entities, and that's like we were in the we're all involved. Yeah, there they are. We're all involved in a fire here in Meredith. Over out here, water. Yeah, we went too far. Yeah, we were huddled along pretty good. We were actually slowing down to think about turning around and then we just right there with it. Now we can figure out how to play tomorrow. Cover our forward. Yeah. He was starting to get dizzy and lightheaded. It was really high. So I have a YouTube channel talking about things. So our little adventure in the Canadian River ended up turning into a kind of a life rescue operation. So our adventure is still not over. Me and Darren are getting out. Luckily, we had like 1 drink of water left for each of us, and our phones were about dead. And Trey, yep. So Trey the pilot here was kind enough to give us a big discount to rescue us. He had a big smile on his face when he said that. Hey, you got some time to go to water. That was awesome. That was right in the smoke. So yeah, we're probably gonna go back to the RV tonight. Read this morning. See about getting a big side by side 4-wheel drive and the wind just do about 6 and I think we'll get a lot of stuff. So hopefully, a buddy of mine, if I can ever get a hold of him, we can get a hold of one of his side by side and not be on the road. Say hi, Darren. Now, if your gut tells you to turn around, not too far, listen to it, start running, because it's a possible mistake. We really feel fortunate getting out healthy. So it was 110 down here today, and very easy. Got really dehydrated. Got worse trouble now. So we barely got a signal on our phone to get a hold of Trey here. Helicopter service. So we called 3 911 entities, and basically they called us to rough up. They were all involved with fighting a brush fire just north of our location. Within literally 7 minutes before the helicopter picked us up, they were calling us back. Alright, drop us a pin so we can come look for you. And like, well, we've got somebody coming now, so we're going to be here anyway. We're going to be coming to the drop-off point here pretty soon, so. Okay, yeah, we should be coming up. It's going to be between the river and this last trail. It's going to be kind of in the center. We should be coming on here pretty quick. I grew up in Amarillo area. I moved to Dallas area. There's the restroom right there. You can see our trucks to the left there, white and black. So anywhere in this area, we can get to our trucks and our wallets. Oh, there's our trucks. Lots of trails out here. We should have just stuck to these trails. But then we wouldn't have met Trey. Yeah, it didn't seem like, when we were just having fun, it didn't seem like we went that far. But we just got dropped off. The rescue of shame for me and Darren. Mainly me. This was one of my adventures, kind of bucket list adventures to pack up on quads and go out as far as we could. I didn't think going out as far as we could we're going to be stuck. I thought, you know, as far as we had enough gas for. But oh boy, that might have just saved our lives right there. Yep. So that helicopter probably just saved our lives. We were down to no water, and some people that do volunteer rescue service out here for the Canadian River, they were trying to help us, but we weren't sure if they were going to be able to get to us. So, Trey, thank you very much. I hope you don't mind that I did put you on the spot a little bit to kind of help out with the cost. A little bit of a discount. We are going to tell everybody about you if they ever get in this predicament. This is a huge learning experience. Big time. It's costly. I don't know if I'm going to say how much it costs right now, but let's just say my wife is going to kick my you know what when I get home.
Let's just say it was enough. Let's just say it was enough. We had to split it 2 ways. It was that much.
We split the difference, and it's not cheap. It's not cheap. Trey is gonna work with us. He's gonna give us a bit of a discount, so that will help. Any bit will help. So we've been burning up out there since 2 o'clock since we got stuck. 110 degrees. And I did not listen to my gut and turn around when I thought we should have turned around. Stupid, stupid, stupid mistake. Almost a costly mistake. If Darren and I would have had to spend the night out there, we probably would have been fine, but tomorrow when the sun come up, we'd have had no water. And, you know, when you're 20 miles from your truck, I mean, you can't really walk in that heat with no water. So, I mean, we conserved as much as we could. We endured until rescue got there, but please don't put yourself in this position. If you don't learn the hard way like I did, take our learning experience, hard learning experience, and don't do what we did. It's okay to have adventure, just be more careful. Luckily, I did pack some drinks, so we had enough drinks till the chopper got there, and that was it. We were out. So, well, we're gonna sign off for now, and in the morning we got to start rescue operations for our 4-wheelers. I gotta get the phone charging and let my wife know. Hi Laura, please don't kill me when I get home. You can kick my butt, whatever's left of it. I sweat a lot of it out, so I love you, Laura. Okay, so we did get our 4-wheelers unstuck. I did not do any video of that because we were supposed to be heading home that day, and we had to end up spending an extra day so we can get our 4-wheelers unstuck. And at this point, we really didn't know how we were going to do that. We went and bought some shovels. We bought some extra tow straps, things of that nature. But as far as getting out to a location where 4-wheelers were stuck and how we were going to get them out, we were still unclear how we were going to do that. Pretty much all our efforts in trying to figure that out the previous evening after we had been rescued just wasn't panning out. We wanted to rent like a side-by-side with the winch, you know, 4-wheel drive capability, and we wanted to ride out there with the shovels, and I bought some T-posts and a hammer We thought we could drive some T-posts into the ground, help winch ourselves out, that way dig out the mud in front of our tires, things like that. I know we could have gotten unstuck, we just didn't have the tools that we needed. And once we acquired the tools that we needed, it was just getting out there back to where the four-wheelers were. So we got our tools and we just went out to 287 Bridge, and we're like, maybe somebody will be out there and will want to be willing to help us out. So we talked to one very nice gentleman. He had a couple of kids with him, so you know, he was willing to, but he was gonna have to take his kids home first and come back, which was really awesome. And he had a two-seater, I think it was a Ranger. It was 4x4. It did have a winch. And he had mentioned, he said, well, I saw a 4-seater Razor just down the way. So I went over there and I talked to them. And these two guys ended up being, they were brothers, John and Dan. And so I told them, you know, roughly where we were at and what happened. And they both looked at each other like, well, yeah, let's do it. That sounds like an awesome adventure. So that was like music to my ears, man. I was so dreading this day, this morning, getting out there. You know, I thought we were just going to get turned down. Even if there was even going to be somebody out there, it was a weekday. I think it was like Tuesday morning. And luckily we ran into John and Dan. Do a victory video at the end when we get back to our trucks with the four-wheelers. Thank you, John and Dan. Man, you know, if anybody ever gets stuck out there, I hope you run into those two guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. This was supposed to be a really good adventure. It turned into a life rescue and the lives of our four-wheeler rescue. It was still an adventure, probably a little bit more to the extreme than I would have liked. And it definitely cost a little bit more than I would have liked. Yeah, quite a bit more. Alright, well, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and please do that. Hit that bell because we're going to have videos coming up all the time. I don't know when, but we have videos coming up pretty often. So when you hit that bell, that gives you a notification whenever we upload a new video. I don't know if you noticed my hat that I'm wearing. South Fork, Colorado. That is our next adventure. It's already in the books, and we're going to start editing that video pretty soon. So stay tuned. Man, if you have not been to South Fork, Colorado, and you own a dirt bike, a four-wheeler, a Jeep, a Razor, mountain bike, anything off-road, you need to go visit that place. There are hundreds of miles out there. We were there 6 or 7 days, something like that, and we didn't even touch, basically hardly any of those trails. So we meet some really awesome people there at the RV park, very knowledgeable of the area, and they take us out on some awesome, beautiful, gorgeous adventures. Man, that is truly God's country up there. Gorgeous up there. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Adios. Alright, here's the two heroes, John and Dan.
Quite the adventure, wasn't it?
Yes. They put the A in adventure for sure. So we ended up getting the Razor stuck. We got me out, then the Razor got stuck. Then we got the Razor unstuck. Probably about a 20-foot embankment we went up. Finally able to get to the other side and get Darren's four-wheeler unstuck. About 5 hours? 5 hours. 5 hours.